Okay, hello everyone. This is Teresa Siderio, and I am your Jersey Mama. I want to thank you for hopping on. I'm sorry about before. I was trying to figure out the lighting, the different tripods, and it's always something, something. Well, anyway, I want to thank everybody for hopping on, and I want to tell you that I appreciate everyone that shows their support. Thank you for hopping on. That shows their support and tunes into me and has liked my YouTube page. I've gotten notifications that my YouTube channel is growing, which is fantastic, and I so appreciate that. So I would like to once again introduce myself. My name is Teresa Siderio, and I am your Jersey Mama. I like to just share my cooking ideas and my goal is try to give somebody something different to cook. And for those of you who do not know how to cook, maybe give you some incentive to try what I'm cooking. Now, during the presentation that I'll be giving, it'll show that everybody who makes a comment, and maybe I should see if I could come on my... Can you hear me? Can everybody hear me, first of all? Because if you do, show some hearts. Okay, can somebody say watching? Okay, Nick, can you tell me whether or not you hear me? Yes, thank you, thank you. Okay, so I will leave the recipe, of course, in the top part after I get done cooking. I will also answer any questions that you might have, and so just leave it in the comments, okay? Also, tell me where you're from. I would love to know where everybody is from, because sometimes I get people from all over the world. I've gotten from Norway, from England, from Italy, from Canada, from Germany, Australia, New Zealand. So it's really cool to see where everybody's coming from. So today what I'm going to make is, and if you feel like sharing, share it. There's a button on the bottom. You could share my video out to somebody. You can also tag them in, because this is made, hopefully, I checked everything. It will be made public. And this way you just can drop their name down, and if anybody sees it and wants to make it, they'll be able to, okay? So, and if all the names that pop up in the comments that pop up, swipe it to the right, and then this way you'll be able to see better, okay? Now I had a little bit of difficulty with trying my tripods. For some reason, the other tripod was not working, and everybody saw. So what I have here is a nice red tomato. It's what's left of the Jersey tomatoes. So all you're going to do is slice your tomatoes, okay? You're going to slice them and chop them either in big chunks or little chunks, depending on what you have. I just so happen to have two, and they were starting to go bad on the one side, so I just cut off the brown side, and I just chopped them up in pieces. Okay, so I had a couple of them, and that's what I did. I also used a can of stewed tomatoes. I love the flavor of stewed tomatoes. You can buy the organic kind in the store. And what I did was I also chopped up, in fact, let me dump this. I chopped up some potatoes, because this is you can either make this without the potatoes, for those of you who are watching your carbs, or you can leave it with the potato. You can also make it with rice if you don't have it, but it's more of a sausage and pepper. You can also make a stew out of it. You could throw some, if you don't want the potatoes, throw some fresh vegetables in there, or throw a bag of mixed vegetables in there. So those of you who are watching your carbs, so this way you feel better, okay? Everything that I have is organic. I prefer organic. If you cannot and you feel like you don't want to, you don't have to. This is just other suggestions that I can make for you to help you stay on your weight loss program, okay? So I know most people do keto. I know some people that, just watch their carbs and they're on the paleo end, and they substitute what they know how, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to warm up your pan here. Everything that I make is going to be very, very easy. It doesn't take long. You can also, where am I? Oh, okay. You can also make this the stove, which I'm going to be doing now. And I'm using olive oil. The olive oil company that I like to use is called Tale of the Olives. They're actually in Hamilton, New Jersey. They do have a website, so you can go on there and order things from the website. And I'll also afterwards try to drop in the comments their address, so you have that. There's also one in Williamstown, New Jersey, in the farmer's market. They have the best olive oil that I've ever tasted. There are tons of olive oil. The truffle olive oil they have. You could go in there and it's just these big urns, and you can taste the different types of olive oil, and then pick out what you want. So I have sausage here. Okay, the lady that I like to get my sausage off of is from Missouri. And it's all organic sausage, and I saved some of her sausage. So this is the sweet Italian sausage that I use. And what I did was take it out of the casing, because I still want the chunk to it, and I just chop it up so it's in bite size. So you can get 2 bite size out of this actually. Okay. Now I have the olive oil warming up on the stove. So I'm going to dump my sausage in here. Wash my hands. You're going to add some salt. I use less salt. It's called Salt Sense because it's not high in sodium. And some fresh pepper, ground pepper. Some garlic powder. Now this is going to be fast because it is for live TV. So normally you're going to cook your sausage until it's a little brown. Okay, just brown it up real fast, or make sure that it's cooked. Where's my red? Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to chop up, I like to use red onion. Hey Jersey Mom. Hi. I like to use a red onion, and I chop it. So sorry, I hope that didn't, that was just, I should turn off my phone. Okay. How do I turn my phone off? Because if I don't turn my phone off, it's going to happen again, and it's going to interrupt the live. Because all of a sudden, when they uploaded everything or whatever they do on the iPad, it said doesn't even give you a choice whether or not you want your phone to be hooked up to your iPad. You just have to pick OK. It tells you what it's going to do. Okay, so what I have here is I have I used 5 sausage links, mild Italian sausage. I used 1 whole onion, and I chopped up 2 garlic, 2 cloves of garlic. Okay. So then once that's all done cooking, you're going to throw your sausage and your onion in. And what I also have is chicken broth. I have organic chicken broth because I like a lot of flavor. Because not only will that help steam the potatoes that we're going to put in this dish, but we're also going to steam the sausage, and it gives flavor to the dish. Now you're going to let that sausage cook for about 15 minutes if you're going to cook it on the stove. If you're going to cook it in the oven, you can just pile everything in, mix it all up in a bowl, throw some olive oil around it, add some chicken broth, add the fresh tomatoes, cover it, put it in the oven at 350 for, I would say, 1 hour and 15 minutes. Test the sausage, test the potatoes. But if you cut the potatoes small enough, this way it all cooks into one, okay? So what we're going to do is I already pre-chopped up some potatoes. You want them bite-sized. So this way everything cooks together. You're cooking it on the stove, okay? You're going to throw some of the chicken broth, what's left of the chicken broth in there. Because what happens is the chicken broth, and I might be repeating myself, the chicken broth is going to add flavor to the potatoes. It's going to add flavor to your sausage, okay? Plus the fact it's going to make the potatoes steam faster, okay, and cook faster. Because this doesn't have to cook for a long time once you're doing it on the stove. You can actually probably cook it for about an hour, okay? Then I have some cut up peppers. So you're going to cut up the peppers the same size as you do your potatoes because you want everything to be cooked right. You can use any kind of tomato, any kind of potato you want. You can use any kind of pepper that you want. Just remember that when you're using your fresh tomatoes, okay, or your stewed tomatoes, you can even, the stewed tomatoes taste unbelievable in this dish. And it doesn't give you a heavy tomato flavor. However, because I am cooking this so fast, I am using this. This is going to cook for another hour. I had already started. I only have 1 can of tomatoes, so I used some extra sauce that I had made, or gravy that I had made on Sunday. So I used what was left of that, and I made the rest of it the same way. So once that steams for a little while, maybe I would say about 10 minutes, what you're going to do then is add your tomatoes, your basil, and add a little bit of salt and pepper to this, and a little bit more garlic. I like garlic powder. I love garlic. That's just who I am. Now you're going to cook that. When you cook this on the stove, it's going to cook for about an hour, maybe an hour and 15 minutes, I guess. That's the fresh tomato. I'm going to add a little bit more garlic powder, even though I added the onion, the fresh onion and the garlic. I love my garlic. There's fresh basil in there. You're going to stir this up, and you're going to let it cook. You're going to put a lid over it. You're going to let that cook on top of the stove for about an hour and 15 minutes. You're going to let it simmer. Don't put it on high because you want your sausage to be where when you stick it in there, it practically melts in your mouth when you put it in your mouth, okay? But you don't want your potatoes to be mushy. But you want your your peppers to be cooked, okay? So, I don't like al dente peppers. I can't stand them. Okay, so once that is done, this is how easy it is, folks. Because I already had a pot cooking. Got a little bit of locatelli cheese. For those of you do not use Kraft, so do yourself a favor. For those of you who think that Kraft Parmesan Reggiano cheese is good, you're better off spending a little bit of money. You will up your game when it comes to cooking if you use the right products or the right ingredients. So this is just a little bit of locatelli cheese or macaroni cheese. It's called locatelli, L-O-C-A-T-E-L-L-I, okay? Is that how you spell it? You could get it at any Italian bakery. Like if you go into a bakery that sells Italian rolls and stuff like that, you can get it like that. Some supermarkets have like a whole cheese area with all this fantastic cheese. You could buy it in a chunk You know, if you use it a lot, the chunks are great because then you can add as much as you want, and there's nothing better than fresh locatelli cheese, fresh Parmesan Reggiano cheese. It is out of this world. It just adds a little bit of flavor. So here we have the sausage, we have a potato, and we have the pepper. Now, like I said, for those of you who do not want to eat the potato, throw your vegetables in there. You can even cook this in the crock pot, okay? Just mix it all up in a bowl. Throw it, you know, spray your crock pot. Cook it for about 4 hours on high, and then your meal will be done, okay? Or you can cook it on low. I don't know how long, in case you have to work. If you're working, then just put it on low. If you want to come home and put it in the oven and then run out, it's done in about, and it'll be done in about an hour and a half. So, and you would cook it at 350. And what I would do is I would put tin foil on top of it, let it cook, let it simmer, let all the juices get together, let it all marry, and then what's going to happen is you take it off, you take that off for the last, I would say 20 minutes. I would bump up that oven to like 300, let a lot of the moisture absorb, but then the flavor is unbelievable. And you get a different look too into what you're eating. Because you're using the fresh tomatoes, you're not really making, you know, a sauce. Because of the tomatoes being whole and chunky, you'll have a lighter broth than what you do if you add the tomato sauce like you make from your Sunday gravy, okay? Now my daughter says every time I make something, I always forget to take a picture and then put it on my Instagram. Always forget. So I have a piece of sausage. I got a pepper. Oh my God, the pepper is cooked perfect. The pepper's nice and soft. The tomato, I mean, not the tomato, the potato, it's kind of like falling apart, but that's the way you want it. So I'm going to taste it to see if it's poisoned. Sorry guys. I know you must be hungry, but I love this sausage. The sausage just melts in your mouth. Now, for those of you who don't want the potato, you want to make just like sausage and peppers and have it in a sandwich. Throw a can of tomato sauce in there, or maybe 2 cans, depending on how much gravy, how much sausage you use. It's great for a party. Just fry up some olive oil and garlic and onion. Saute up your sausage in with that. Put your seasoning in, just as I did. Throw your tomato sauce, your peppers, walk away. Walk away and let that cook for about 2.5 hours. The taste is unbelievable. You can have it in a sandwich, in a nice Italian roll. You could even have it over pasta. You can have it over rice. Whatever you want to do. It's, you know, it's up to you, whatever you want to do a side with. So anyway, just want to let you know that my apron is from my favorite person, Pauletta Ford, from Handmade Aprons, from Favorite Things Gift Collection. She is on Facebook. Pauletta, I just went and I was trying to pick out something to wear that was going to be more festive. I can't believe I have 3 holiday, just for Christmas or the winter time too, of your aprons. I have about maybe about 4 of her aprons. They make really nice gifts, guys, especially if you're in the kitchen cooking. And with everything splattering, you don't want to, you know, worry about your shirt. Guys who cook, you don't want to worry about the shirt getting grease stains over it. So contact her on Facebook. I'll put her information up. And for your sausage or any type of pork products, you can go on to CircleBRanchPork.com. I'll look that up again. But if Marina, you're watching this, please put your link at the bottom. I wish there's so many other people that I like to thank and promote, because I love promoting people that do stuff that are entrepreneurs. I love to bring business to their sites, and this way you can enjoy what I enjoy and get some really nice ideas. So please feel free to share my posts. Please feel free to go to my Facebook page under Teresa Siderio and subscribe to my station. So this way, if you do not get to catch me on Facebook, you can then get an email saying that I uploaded a new video, cooking video. So I will be on next week. Hopefully I'm going to be trying to do something with leftover turkey meals. Everybody, wants a different idea. I'm going to do something different. Never did it before, but I had the idea in my head and I'm like, okay, I could do this, And then hopefully during the Christmas time, I'll be able to show you more of the things that we like to enjoy for Christmas and give you some nice ideas. We do the 7 fishes and we make them seven different ways. So maybe I'll share that with you as well. My favorite is the stuffed calamari. You ever have the stuffed calamari? My mother-in-law made the best stuffed calamari, and I just so happen to remember how she made it. So with that being said, my name is Teresa Siderio. Please like and share and comment below. So this way, my algorithms don't get messed up with Facebook and all that happy horse manure. And I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at 4 o'clock. Have a good night, everyone.